Hi, I'm Sadine, and I am Mama's Tjhoko daughter, today doing Thursday Live. And we thought we would do tackies. We would paint tackies, we would restructure them and give them creativity, because us as teenagers love white tackies, and it never stays clean. So this morning, we found our tackies, and it looked terrible. So me and Zadine thought, well, let's try something with Tjhoko paint. Tjhoko paint is not only there to make things beautiful, but also to revamp them and to make all things look brand new. So we decided we were going to show you guys how we did this. And this is also forming part for the teenager challenge that they are running. And yeah, it's a beautiful challenge that every teenager from the ages 13 to 19 can compete in. And we will tell you what the prize is later and more of the information that's needed for you guys. So let's get started. Sadine, what colors are you going to use?
So today I am going to be using Tarina's idea, and I'm going to be using Pretty's pink, and I'm going to be using cloud white, and my favorite, I'm going to be using Charms silver.
So then this morning, me and Zadine decided, well, there's a Tjhoko store near us, so we're going to run and quickly buy all the things that we need. So when I got there, the blues caught my eye very quickly, and I decided on the Comfort's blue, and Comfort is actually someone in the factory that I know very well. She's like my second mother. I love her to bits. And then I also have Pebble's Shadow, which is a lighter blue. It's kind of similar, but it looks very nice when you put it together. And then at the end, me and Zadine both use the clear glaze, which just makes sure if you mess anything, or you accidentally step in mud, or your shoes get dirty, you can easily wipe the dirt off. So we're going to start off by painting the white. So we already did that on the one side, and that's how it looks compared to the other side. So I'm going to show you the process. So you're going to take your brush. So today we're using artist brushes, just because the surface is smaller. It makes it much easier. So we're going to dip our paint brushes into the cloud white, like that. You can see that's how my shoes had looked before. It's terrible. I didn't like it at all. And I thought I would give it some spice. So let's start. You simply just dip your paintbrush in, start painting. You can put some music on in the background, not a glass of wine. Maybe a glass of Coca-Cola, and you can start painting and have fun. And the fun thing about this is you can just do anything. You can do literally anything. If you like flowers, you can paint flowers on your shoes. This doesn't have to be white. If you want to make this part blue or orange or pink, you can do that. You can totally go for it. So that's the fun thing about Tjhoko paint. There's nothing difficult about this process.
And there's nothing to mess up. You can do as much as you want. It's just amazing. You can never mess up with Tjhoko paint. So use it.
Another tip that I want to give you guys is, so we did one tacky this morning, and everybody makes mistakes, but if you feel like you want to change something, you can simply wait for it to dry and then just go over with the color that you feel you want to change. So for instance, if I paint blue on this part, which I am going to do, and I did it this morning as well, and you mess up a little bit and you've got over here, that's totally fine. You can just wait for it to dry and then just paint the color over it again, and your tacky looks fine again. So this part is very easy, very simple. Not a lot of paint is required. And you just paint. So we have a question, and I am here to answer the questions this time. I'm always the one at the back of the camera, so being in front of the camera makes me feel very special. Nadine, you can go.
Kaylee,
Yes.
there's actually a comment and not a question, but I'm going to read it to you. And the comment says, "Well done, young ladies. for taking over.
Oh, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Sometimes it's needed. Mama Tjhoko needs to have a day off, even though she's still the cameraman. So as you can see, it's really quick. So my shoes that I've painted this morning, as well as Adine's shoes, we waited for this first coat to dry, and then you can apply a second coat, just to make sure all the areas are covered and it looks shiny. So that looks like that, and then when it dries, it will look like this. Cool.
Now let's start with color. You can do any color you'd like. We chose these colors because I'm obsessed with pink. So I chose pink and Kelly chose blue. So let's start painting color.
I think that sounds good. So Zadine is going to use her lighter pink color for the bottom area over here for her shoe. She's going to show you the process.
So you just dip in your brush and make sure you do it very well. Sorry, wrong side. Make sure you get every single corner, and if you mess up, you can go in with white or with the other color that you choose to go in with. But yeah, you can just paint it, and yeah.
If you guys would like to also just keep your tackies white, if you like the clean white finish, you can absolutely do that as well. We just wanted to add something to make it look colorful and friendly and bright. So that's why we chose these colors, but it's totally up to your preferences. So we just decided to use some color, and that's what we did.
And a color is really nice for the summer that's coming up. So get any bright color. It will be so much fun. You will have tackies that nobody else has. Nobody else is going to have your creation. You painted it yourself, and I think that makes it very, very, very special.
So while Zadine is doing that, I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my color, Pebble Shadow, and I'm going to paint it on this Nike logo. So just gonna dip my paintbrush in, clear some of the paint off, and you really just start painting. This process is very easy, and I'll show you guys what to do if you make a mistake. Once again, using artist brushes for a small project like this makes the job much easier, because you can really control where the paint is going. With a bigger brush, it's not going to be possible.
Now I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to be adding a second coat on it so that it is just a little bit more pigmented. Because as you can see, it's a very light color. So I'm going to be adding a second coat when this dries, and Tjhoko paint dries very fast, so I don't have to wait that long.
Another tip that you can use if you are going to paint tackies, I think it works best, is to first paint a white undercoat like we did here. And the reason for that is, if you mess up and you want to paint white to take the problems and the mess ups away, then it just looks neater and it's much quicker to fix them. So that is why we painted it white. And it also looks nice, it looks like new tackies. Us teenagers, you know, it's very hard to get money, and some of us try to get jobs, but that's hard sometimes. Hey guys, it's not always easy. So just think creative and think innovative, and if you have something in your cupboard that you really don't like, or you feel it's old and you wore it too much, then just paint it, Tjhoko it. It's very simple, very easy. So that's what we decided to do here, and it really works. It actually works.
Kaylee,
Yes.
will you please tell them what happened when your brother came home from varsity on Saturday? Even before he greeted us, what was his reaction?
Okay, so let me quickly show you guys. Now I still need to Put some white on the edges just to clean it up. That's how it looks so far. So my brother is a student. So he's out of his teenager years and he's studying. He enjoys it. He loves it. We miss him so much because he stays away. He stays far away from us. So whenever we get the chance to see him, all of us are standing in the front of the door waiting. And he comes in and he doesn't even greet us. And he comes in with his shoes. And his shoes looks terrible, guys. Because, you know, a student doesn't get time to clean their shoes. They just study. And he doesn't even greet us. He runs to his room, looks for paint, comes into the kitchen and just asks, "Where's this color of paint? I want to paint my shoes." And we all are looking at him and like, aren't you going to greet us first? So I think growing up in a Tjhoko home has changed our lives completely. Because the only thing that we can think of is Tjhoko, even if we saw him a couple of months ago. So that was quite precious. And you know what, we did Tjhoko his shoes, and that's actually how the idea of painting our shoes came up today. So we Tjhoko'd it, and he loves playing golf. He actually played golf today as well with my grandfather, and his shoes lasted. He is in the mud, in the grass, and it's transformed. It looks like new shoes. So Yaku is also obsessed with his Tjhoko paint, and he enjoys to Tjhoko as well. So we are glad that he luckily enjoyed painting and that he misses the paint more than he misses us and his dog, Maestro, that you all know. So that was quite cute to see. So I'm quickly going to show you guys how to fix a little mistake if you feel like you need to. If you like it this roughly and you like the look of it, then it's fine. It's completely fine. But for instance, I maybe want to change something. So the fine things you can change very easily by just painting over it white again. So you can see what I mean about the white. It's much easier to fix it after you've painted. I'm going to put a little bit more paint on my brush. And that area is still a little bit wet, so I'll just wait for that to dry and then I will fix what I need to be fixed. So that's fine for me. I'm just going to let that dry and then I'll carry on with that process.
My second coat dried and now it's pretty and pink. You can see I'm obsessed with Barbie. So this is the perfect shoes if you're obsessed with Barbie. And now we are starting with the tongue of the shoe. We're going to paint it white. Or any color that you would like. Yes. But for instance, we are going to paint it white.
So this just shows you that you can paint any part of the shoe, it doesn't matter. And also we wanted to blend in with the rest of the shoe and look neat and pretty again. So that is why we're doing that today. So it's a simple process. You just paint. You don't have to be scared. Just make sure you can see the whole surface.
And remember, mistakes are always beautiful. Any mistake can be beautiful.
Another tip, sorry Zadine, another tip that I want to give you guys, we're so excited, both of us just want to talk all the time. So another tip is, you can see we're painting shoes today, but a genuine leather shoe is not that simple to paint. So we do not recommend to paint a genuine leather shoe. The reason for this is, you need to treat the shoe, and if you paint it, the shoe can't be treated. So it's best to just keep your genuine leather shoes just as they are. So rather paint something like this type of material, and keep your leather shoes just the way they are.
And as you can see, I have a material, so it works on the materials choose as well. It looks so pretty. You can see my shoes are very dirty. So a nice coat of white. It just makes the job so much easier and looks better.
For the challenge that we are running, it doesn't have to be shoes that you're painting. It could be a t-shirt that you're tie-dyeing or anything that you can possibly think about. So
A school bag.
School bag, for instance. If you have an old school bag and you feel like you need a change, then go ahead and paint your school bag as well. If you have pens, anything in your stationery bag, even your stationery bag can be painted. So anything that you feel needs a little bit of change, you can Tjhoko paint it.
And I know a lot of parents at the beginning of the school year doesn't want to always buy you a new school bag or a new pencil case. They say it's fine. So I think it's the best idea to paint your school bag, because then you have, this is literally your own creation. Nobody's going to have your school bag that you have, and your school bag is going to be brand new. So then you have something of your own that you made and say, look, I made my own school bag. So that is a very good idea, doing a school bag.
So we are not going to complete everything. We just want to make sure the process is clear and that you understand the process. So you will just obviously paint a second coat on both sides, like we painted this one right now, so that you make sure all this areas on the surface is covered and it looks neat and pretty and brand new. Cool, Zaideen, I think it's time to go to the next one.
So I love this color. Make sure you stir this really well. The metallic colors, please make sure you stir it really well so that you can get the color that you really need to. So I'm just going to use the back of my paintbrush and just stir it.
So because this is a metallic color, there are real metal pigments in the paint. So all the pigments go to the bottom of the jar, and when stirring the paint, it makes everything mix again together, and that will just make the paint look clear and visible and beautiful. That is the reason.
Look how pretty this looks now. So I use, you see these Nike things here at the back. I know every single Air Force has these at the back, and you don't want it to be plain and all boring. So today I used, for my other tacky, I used a toothpick. I didn't really think it was going to work, but it actually did. So you just dip your toothpick in to the color. You can use any color, it doesn't have to be metallic, but I used metallic. And then you can just paint it with the toothpick. So you can move it where it has to be moved, and even if you make a mistake, you can use the back of the toothpick and just move it and clear it up, or use white paint to clear it up. Because this gives you a lot more finer work. I'll clean this up right now. I know some of you are like, thinking, what are you doing?
Everyone thinks it's beautiful, Zaideen.
Oh, thank you so much.
You are busy creating art.
Thank you.
I think while Zaideen is doing that, we are going to let her finish, so you know the process of that as well. Another thing is, for Tjhoko paint, you don't always have to use a paintbrush. You can be creative. You can use a toothpick, like Zaideen is doing now. You can use fabric and paint on the fabric to put it on another surface. You can be creative and you can create your own things, and there's never a wrong. Everything is always right with Tjhoko paint. Just try and have fun. So I thought we have our laces, and they are very dirty first of all, but also very plain. So I have a trick that you can use. So in here we have lukewarm water, or you can use warm water. You just have it in a normal bowl, and then I'm going to use my darker blue color, which is Comfort's blue. I'm going to take a spoon, get some of the paint. It depends how dark you want your laces to be, and then you can just add the paint to the water, mix it really well. And if you want to add more paint, you can absolutely do that. But I love this color as it is right now. It's not too dark, not too light. And I'm going to put my laces into the water. Make sure it soaks up the water. You can take it out, look if you like the color. If you want to put a little bit more on, you can absolutely do that as well. Now I'm just stirring it around, making sure every piece gets a bit of paint on. And then as you can see, it has a blue finish. Cool, guys. So you can do this with laces and then transform your laces as well. Let me show you guys. This house is always full of Tjhoko paint. There is not once food in this kitchen, like my mom said the previous time. It's always Tjhoko. You can choose if you want to eat Pretty's pink or Comfort's blue. Those are your options. But that is what makes life fun. You can be creative and do just what you want to do. So as you can see, it's transformed. And because I'm using blue, I'm going to put my shoelaces through my shoe and it will fit in with the other color that I used as well.
And I am actually finished with the metallic one. I did it with a toothpick. It takes a little bit more time to do it perfectly. As you can see, it's not perfect, but you know, perfect doesn't always have to be perfect. So, and now I'm going to do my shoelaces because I also want pink shoelaces. Who doesn't want pink shoelaces? Okay. Just throw in a little bit of paint.
Zadine's not scared. She's just going for it.
I'm just going for it. I love painting. It is so relaxing and it is so nice. Look how pretty that colour is. It's a Barbie pink and the new Barbie's coming out. So if you do a pink shoe, you can wear them to the cinemas. And also you can dip these thingies. You can dip in paint and let it dry for in case it is, you know, you don't want it white. You can also dip it in. And then remember to let it dry afterwards. I like mine a little bit lighter. So these are how they look. And you can let them dry. And then you can put it in your shoes.
Beautiful, beautiful. I can actually retire because you girls are doing this so fantastically, so amazingly well.
Okay, so now we showed you what to do with a metallic color and we showed you how to tie-dye your laces, kind of. And then when your shoe is completed and you have done all these things and it's done, like we did later, did this morning. This is how it came out.
Beautiful.
As you can see at the back as well. Going to turn it around, do a 360.
And yours, Zadine?
Mine is here at the back as I showed.
And silver.
Yes, the silver I did at the bottom as well.
How stunning is that?
Yeah.
Then, another tip. I'm giving a lot of tips today. Another tip, as I mentioned in the beginning, the clear glaze. This is just to protect the shoe because a shoe is something you wear every day. And you just want to wipe it off and it's clean again. So I'm going to use the Tjhoko Paints clear glaze. And I'm just going to take it out of the jar as it is. Going to dip my paintbrush, my artist brush into it. And I'm just going to apply. this gives it a satin finish. So here you can see I applied it already, and there it's not applied. So it gives it a satin finish, and it shines, and your shoes just look amazing. You simply paint it on. It's an easy process. Just make sure it's everywhere. You can apply this all over your shoe. It doesn't have to be only on the blue parts. You can apply it here on the white. And that will just protect your shoe and make sure it stays clean, so that I can also go and play golf with my brother. So,
and then here you can see mine doesn't have the glaze on it, so it's looking a little bit rough now, but I swear if you put that on, it's going to last. I promise you it's going to last.
cool guys, so this is what we did today, and I'm really happy of the way it turned out, and I think I'm going to Tjhoko all of my shoes. Maybe you'll see me every Thursday and I'll show you other pair of shoes. You guys must comment if you'd like that.
And also you can change the color of your shoes anytime you want. Like if you're like, oh, I don't want pink anymore, you can go in with blue, you can go in with yellow, you can go in with any single color that you like.
Okay, so then I want to mention the challenge. There is a big challenge, guys, and that is why we're here today. We are teenagers, we love painting, and there's a teenager challenge for Tjhoko paint. So it's from the ages 13 to 19, okay? You must post the thing that you have created and transformed and painted on these following apps, okay? So it's Instagram, Facebook, the Tjhoko Creations page on Tjhoko Paint, or TikTok. So you can post it on there, and then use the hashtag Tjhoko Paint Challenge. Very important.
And guess what?
So Nadine is quickly going to show you what the hashtag is supposed to look like. So it's Tjhoko Challenge. You must use that in the posts. So you transform something, you post it on Instagram or Facebook or the Tjhoko Creations page on Tjhoko Paint itself or on TikTok. Then you must use the hashtag Tjhoko Challenge, and
guess what? You can win 2,000 Rand in cash. How amazing is that? You can buy more shoes and paint them.
yes, so that is the prize, and so this whole challenge is for the month of July, and Maestro thinks it's an amazing idea. I think he's a teenager as well. He is super naughty and he bothers us the whole time. He also loves painting. So this challenge is for the whole month of July. So make sure you start painting and you start posting and hashtag Tjhoko Challenge, and then the winner that is going to win 2,000 Rand in cash is going to be announced on the 1st of August. And this winner will be announced on the main Tjhoko Paint Facebook page.
And then you always need to ask permission from the parents. Please ask them and tell them, Mom, I really want to do this challenge. Can you please enter? And then your parents will say yes, and then you can enter. As easy as that.
Then guys, the last thing is we have a message for you today, and that is always to believe. And us as teenagers, you know, we are teenagers, we understand. You go through a lot of things, and sometimes you're happy and then you're sad and then you don't know why you're feeling sad, and that's totally normal. It's part of growing up. And we as individuals, we change, we explore, we paint new shoes, and we know what we like and what we don't like. And the most important part of growing up is to always believe in yourself and stay true to yourself. And
Believe you can.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible, and yes, you mustn't ever doubt in yourself. So thank you for watching our lives. We are the Tjhoko Teens signing out.
Bye.
Bye.